Salve, citizen. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great. I hope the winds of fortune are blowing well in your direction.
Something's blowing all right. I'm not sure if it's fortune.
There's a lot of hot air going around in here, I guess. Well, welcome, sir. Welcome to everybody else watching after the fact. And once again, it is Thursday night. Commands and colors. We have got a. Have I got a story for you tonight?
Do tell.
Oh, I shall. I shall. Well, where we left off last week, we had our first sort of engagement in the what we're calling the Cimbrian War, and that is, as we saw, those all of those tribes that sort of arrived, making their way south through Europe from Jutland, in the Denmark and Scandinavian areas, and through the Germanic areas, and growing as they sort of gathered more members in their entourage toward Rome. And I think our battle last week was on the Transalpine side in southern France there, and we saw what was going to be the beginning of a prolonged engagement between Rome and all of these various and sundry tribes. Well, we're going to take a little detour tonight. We're in the midst of the Cimbrian War that has gotten underway, and Rome is now beginning to react to this new potential threat. And tonight our story is going to take us about 500 miles south, as the crow flies, from where we were last week, to sunny Sicily once again. We're gonna revisit some of our old friendly territories there on the island of Sicily. And during the Cimbrian War, there was a subset period there from about 104 BC to 100, where we have the Second Servile War. And you did not miss anything. We did not do the first Servile War. That had occurred a few years prior to that, where there were some slave uprisings in Rome. Some of the main agitators at that time were people by the name of Eunice and Cleon, and they were sort of notable slaves that tried to rise up and ascend beyond their simple slave background and to organize into a popular rebellion of other servile individuals. Well, tonight we will be facing the Second Servile War, which occurred during this Cimbrian War period that we've already started. And we will even see what will be the Third Servile War with a little guy we like to know as Spartacus. We'll see him in a few weeks. So these individual uprisings seem to have their own sort of behavior. I mean, they were all sort of centered around individuals or occurrences in different parts of the Roman Empire. And the Second Servile War was focused mainly on the island of Sicily. And before we get into that and the battle, we, of course, want to visit sort of what led up to that. Well, as we mentioned, the Cimbrian War is underway. Rome is reacting to this, and so they're putting out edicts to all of the various provinces throughout the empire, fledgling as it is. I mean, but it's sort of it's survived the first and second Punic Wars, and now this new threat. They realize that they can levy troops from their various subjugates and provinces around the Mediterranean. And in this case, what triggered this revolt is actually kind of funny, in that the consul at the time was Gaius Marius, and what he was attempting to do was to increase the forces so they could bring them against the threats. And so he sends word to King Nicomedes the Third of Bithynia. Now, Bithynia is it's part of the Asian province, and when we call Asia province for Rome, that's Asia Minor, which we're familiar with. This is actually specifically this province is sort of the northern part of Turkey, or Asia Minor, really that whole southern part of the Black Sea. And he sends an edict to them saying, you need to send us X number of troops, right? Well, being the good subjugate that he is, King Nicomedes says, I would love nothing more than to send you troops. But you see, unfortunately, Rome has already taken all of our able bodied men as slaves because most of them owed money or had been captured for whatever reason. And so basically at this time, any criminals and anyone that could not pay their taxes, anything like that, were sold into slavery. And that's basically what happened. Every able-bodied man that was not already conscripted to do something else was a slave. And so he said, I'd love to do this, but I don't have anybody to send. They're all slaves under your rules. And so Rome is kind of put off by this. What do you mean you can't send us this? So what they did was they put this to the Roman Senate. And the Roman Senate at this time, we often think of the Senate being this ultra powerful sort of political body, but really their whole purpose in the Roman Republic was to advise and consent. They would meet, they would discuss a problem, and they would put out edicts and say, here's what we figure the problem is, this is what we as a body think is the solution, and now it's up to the rest of the Roman government to either accept those recommendations or to pass on them. Well, they put out a recommendation saying, hey, here's what you need to do. You need to set all these slaves free. And you need to have sort of a global Roman manumission, freeing of their slaves, that slaves cannot come from any natural citizens of the Roman Republic. So they should immediately be freed, especially if they are part of a province that is an ally. If they were actually born in a province that is an ally of Rome, then you need to set them free. And the proprietor at the time, his name was Publius Licinius Nerva, and he was the proprietor of Sicily, and he took this to heart. He said, hey, the Senate has recommended that I should set all of my Sicilian allied slaves free. So he claps his hands, and suddenly they are all free. And to great celebration, the slaves were very happy to realize that, hey, we're free now, just with a wave of their hand. But, and there's of course always a but, there were two problems with this. One, when you have a body of slaves, half of them are Roman allies and half of them are pulled from Africa and other as far away as India, and they all sort of meld together and they get thrust into this. We've all seen Gladiator, right? You have all these slaves from different places and they're bought and sold and traded, and half of them are now set free just because they were perhaps born in Sicily. The other half are like, hey, why do those guys get to come out of their chains, right? So that kind of stoked a little bit of dissatisfaction with the slave populace, and that started a problem. So that was one half of the issue. The other problem was now you've got all of the wealthy slave holders, of course, and large plantation owners in Sicily who are now bereft of their workforce because of this edict. Now they're all free. So they start putting a little bit of political pressure on Nerva, saying, hey, you can't do this. We need the workers. So Nerva says, oh, of course, wait, hold on, stop. And so he immediately ceases the edict. He suspends the freeing of all these slaves. And guess what happened?
They didn't like that.
No. That's probably putting it pretty mildly. And I believe the word we're looking for here is they found it revolting. Oh, no. They actually did revolt. That's what, yes. Sorry, I had to. So enter our next character. So the slaves have begun to revolt all over the island. Small bands who have been freed are starting to organize. And anytime you get a determined body with the capability and the intellect to organize, they're going to become quite a stout opposing force. And enter a character by the name of Salvius. Now, he was a slave who had gotten his freedom, and he had the capability and the military tact to begin to organize. And so he starts pulling together all of these tribes, and they sort of elect him as the natural leader. And what he does to even lay claim to his leadership is he adopts the name of he does like some of the other slaves from the earlier servile wars. Is what they do is to try to lay some claim to one of the Seleucids, one of the primary Seleucids from ages past. So he actually associates himself and takes on the name of Tryphon, which is in honor of Diodotus Tryphon from. He was a Seleucid warrior. They identify themselves as sort of the body of Antiochus, because we saw how potent Antiochus was as a leader at the time during the Seleucid Empire. So they all want to associate back with that name to lay a formal claim to their leadership capabilities. And that's what he does here. So he organizes groups and they begin attacking small towns, bringing more freeing more slaves as they're going, taking arms and material and building quite a force. He gets to a point where by the time the Romans are reacting to this, he has raised an army of upwards of anywhere from 30 to 40,000 slaves. And that's a lot of very upset people who are trying to free more people. He also, during this time, takes on another general who was another freed slave from the western part of the island who had his own force, and they decide to merge their operations together. His name is Athenion. He's a Cilician slave from farther west. And like in the previous Servile War, he also associated his name with somebody from one of the eastern kingdoms to kind of add credence to his leadership capability. Now, our Roman reaction to all of this is to, of course, organize a force and send down the most experienced person to address the problem. Enter Lucius Licinius Lucullus. I love that name. Not only is it a fantastic Roman name, but you've just got the wonderful alliteration of the three L's there. He had just put down major uprisings in the southern part of Italy, in Campania. So he was sort of the most experienced person. He was the mob breaker, really. The Roman government sends him down to Sicily. He arrives on the western part of the island and starts marching inland. We are setting up the battle that we see here tonight of Scirthaea. The slaves and their leadership had holed up in a small town called Triacula, and what they were doing was they were preparing for the Roman siege that they knew was coming. They decided, if we just bind up here, we'll just let them waste all of their time and energy trying to break down the walls, and we'll come out and take them out. Well, with some encouragement from his right-hand man, Athenion, Salvius, and I will use his name as we see here in the game tonight, Salvius is encouraged to actually take the battle outside the walls, to not subject themselves to the siege, but to actually meet the Romans on open ground. And that's what they do. So they march toward the Roman camp, which is about a dozen miles outside of Scirthaea, and they go to battle. And that's where we have what we see here tonight. They have the mishmash forces of Salvius and Athenion on the slave side, and what you'll notice about that is Athenion is controlling the cavalry on their right flank, and we have a mishmash of some medium infantry, which is probably the more experienced slaves. We have a lot of auxilia, and we have the wildlings, if you will. We have the warriors themselves. These are men that probably came directly from bondage, and they've got a score to settle. What you will notice about them is they have no light infantry. They don't have any pikers or anything like that. So it's all they have some level of experience, be it from being in slavery or just having a humongous chip on their shoulder. The Romans, on the other side, of course, have Lucullus, and he's got two generals with him. You'll notice that they're all in the center flank, but they've got their their regimented Roman legions there. They've got a cavalry on each flank, and they've got some light units that they can push out in the front. Now, historically, what happened here is Athenian takes the battle with his cavalry, and he managed to assault both flanks. So they actually overwhelmed the Roman flanks with the cavalry, and they're making really good progress. Unexpectedly. So Lascellus is starting to get a little worried. And again, you've got 40,000 very upset former slaves here that are coming down on the very disciplined Romans. And what happened was, through a lucky strike, Athenian is unhorsed, and it looks like he's dead. I mean, to all intent and purposes, he was assumed dead. And what he did was he actually played possum. He played dead on the battlefield because so many people were being struck down because they didn't have any kind of military capability. So he played dead, and when the other troops saw that, they started to disorganize and rout a little bit. They lost their fighting capability. Salvius saw this, and as the troops started falling back, he lost his capability to lead them, and he decided to fall back with them. So a retreat turned into a rout. The Romans obviously overwhelmed them, and thinking nothing of striking down slaves, they put most of them to the sword. By estimates, Salvius started with 40,000 troops and 2,000 cavalry, and that was cut in half. About only 20,000 people survive. As night fell and the battlefield cleared, Athenian was able to limp his way off the battlefield and make his way back to the camp. So there is an epilogue to this, which is kind of funny. It's petty, but I love it because of its pettiness. Is what follows then, as the slaves fell back into Triacula, there did ensue a siege finally. So the Romans actually put siege to the town. Salvius will die, and Athenian, having survived the battle, will assume control as the leader of the forces. But in true Roman style, because the Roman proconsuls, have to be reelected or extended each year, Lucullus got word from Rome that his contract was not being extended for another year. So he said, well, the heck with this. And once he found out who was going to replace him, he decided to pull back and basically burn all of his siege equipment and disrupt everything, and just took his ball and went home. He says, well, if I'm not allowed to do it, I'm going to make sure that the next guy can't succeed. So that is what he did. And sure enough, his successor came in, Gaius Servilius, and his failure was guaranteed because of the actions of Lucullus. So he was able to walk away without looking incompetent, saying, well, this guy just wasn't able to do what I was starting to do, so I guess Rome made a bad choice. So that was the epilogue to the story. But officially, this is a stunning victory over the slaves. We will see this time and again whenever these popular uprisings begin and they go against the mighty forces. There's going to be some initial success as the Romans are surprised, and then once they manage to organize and bring their military doctrine to it, really these servile wars don't stand much of a chance. They can make up for it in numbers, but not in military capability. So that is where our story leads us tonight.
I'm amused that this is the second week now where Romans are undone by their own pettiness.
I think pettiness was a huge part of growing up and being Roman, because it is a severe class system. Of having gone through sort of the history of Rome recently, everything was class based. So if you were offended by anyone who was either on your own level or above or below you, if there was any kind of envy or desirousness of somebody above you, or if you felt like somebody was coming up too fast, pettiness won the day each and every time. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look at our order of battle here.
All right.
I think this is going to be pretty straightforward tonight. No special rules, no special units. The slave army is going to have 4 command cards. The more experienced, seasoned Roman army will have 6. We're playing towards 6 victory banners. And that's pretty much it.
No.
The slave army will get to go first.
All right.
So I guess I'll start off with the
You
Romans.
shall.
You will take the slaves. So draw up your 4 cards, and I'll draw up my 6, and we will get to fighting.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, once again, 4 cards and going first. Is that enough to offset what is about to happen here with the Romans? I don't know. But as always, good luck to you.
Good luck.
Okay. And drawing 4 nigh unusable cards does not help things. But we will do the best we can. Order our mounted units, which we have 2. And that is Athenion and the mounted medium cavalry. And I think we will sweep down here 2, 3 on these lowly lights and see if we can cause a fracas.
Those are Roman velites. There's nothing lowly about them.
We shall see. All right. So the first one here, our medium cavalry against your lights. Nowhere for them to run. We have leader support, so 3 dice. We get 2 hits. And you can score 1 back. Yes. It seems like these guys are made of some stern stuff. All right. Athenion then will attempt to finish them. So here we go. 3 dice. Leader bonus. Ooh, no do. Nothing doing. Okay. Well, we will ignore that. So I think that will do. Back to you, sir.
Okay. Wow. I'll respond by immediately ordering 3 units on the left into battle. Those 3. We'll do this. And we'll do that. And we'll do that. All right.
All right.
My light infantry will attack Athenion himself.
Legates, go.
All right. 2 dice. Ooh. All right. So let's make this leader check here before we see what the effect of that flag is. He survives.
He does. All right. So come in.
Do you want to ignore the flag, or do you want to accept it?
I will ignore that flag, and we will give you cold steel back with 3 dice and leader bonus. X minus 1.
All right. I'll follow up with the Auxilia.
They will evade.
Okay. 3 dice. Takes a hit. Now, let's see if I can duplicate that roll. No.
Okay.
So evade away.
There.
All right. I guess I am done. Three units on your right. We'll evade that.
Okay, so they evade away smartly. We're going to get 4 dice with triangles only. We get 1 hit. But that was a great evade. So that is all. Press the left, baby.
Let's see.
We will stand.
2 dice.
Here we go.
Nothing.
Okay. 3 dice with leader bonus. And we take them out.
3 dice.
Okay.
1 hit.
Okay.
Ooh, close.
Yes. All right, we're going to get our 4 dice now with leader bonus. Ooh. Boy, oh boy. That would have been great. Next door.
Let's see if you can duplicate that success. Cavalry attacking with 3 dice. Ooh.
So we have to take one of them. So we go 1, 2, 3. Oh, there are just 2. Yes.
Hmm.
You feel lucky?
Do I feel lucky?
Yeah, you do.
3 dice.
Nicely done. You destroyed half my cavalry.
Yeah, I probably sacrificed my own in the process, so.
Seems like a good time for that.
Ooh.
So we will activate both of these.
Okay.
All right. These guys will go against your auxilia first.
I've got to stand and take
Yes,
it.
they do, with 5 dice coming your way. And 2 hits and a retreat. And they can.
You get to move advanced.
do.
I don't think it really matters where I go then.
Right. So we will advance and take another shot at them. So normal battle dice now, 3 dice. And they live, but they take another retreat. Routed them. Okay. Now we will go against these guys. Of course, we'll be skirting away with 5 dice, triangles only. And we get 1. Okay. There you go. Our Clash of Shields is now complete.
Right. Those units.
Tenacious to the last.
These are Roman soldiers. They are made of stern stuff.
We will evade that.
All right. So 3 attacks. Blue triangles only. Get you going out the door. We will attempt to rally. Let's see what we get with our 4 dice here. Come on, triangles or leaders. We got a leader. All right. So that doesn't help me too much, but 'tis enough. So we will add 1 block back to this medium, and we will activate it, and they will come forth and attack. All right. Here we go. 3 dice. Okay. Can't avoid that.
Oh boy.
Whoa. Such ferocity. They have no choice but to quit the field.
We will advance, move 1, and see if we can finish these valiant auxilia who have seen many a war. 3 dice once again. And we get it. And that will be all.
I don't have 3 units anymore. I just have 2.
Prudence demands we hide away.
4 dice, only triangles count. Ooh, that's a good evade.
We will do outflanked. Those 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 1. Okay. So just the 1 attack here against your mediums.
Okay.
It will be 3 dice plus leader bonus. And we score a retreat. We'll go.
Gonna follow that up.
Follow it up. Come out to here. Go after these lights.
Oh. I Philites.
Okay. So another 3 dice. Here we go.
Oof. Get back with 2. Up to you if you want to retreat or not.
A retreat would be 3, and I'm blocked. So, no, we'll stand. We'll stand. Okay. All right. So that is all for that. Uh-oh. Yes. We will evade that, of course. Oh.
Horse.
Just like in real life. Hit. Go ahead. Oh, mind if I just lie down here for a while? And just like that, folks. Tied up. Pushed too hard.
I was lucky.
It was pretty good. That was really good, so I'm going to copy it.
That's it?
That's it. Oh, and we get 4 units, right?
Yeah, but I mean, oh, they're mediums. They're not warriors.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought Salvius was connected to a warrior unit.
No, unfortunately. So we do have this. We will throw a javelin from our auxiliaries to your lights and score nothing. All right. Back to you. Do a coordinated attack.
Feels like the lines are being drawn.
Maybe. So we'll just come up. He'll come to there. I'll go to there. They're uncontrollable over there on that left flank. We don't know what the hell they're doing.
See.
All right. So we'll start with them. We will give your legates 4 dice. Get a hit and 2 retreats, one of which you can avoid.
So I take the hit. They can't retreat, so that's they only retreat 2, so that's 2 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Now they'll get to give you back 2 since they are in
Desperation.
desperate straits.
Oh,
Ooh.
look at that. Strike out. Okay. Salvius then will go after these lights here. And they will evade. So we get 4 dice. Green circles only. We get 1 of them. Okay. That is all. The push broom.
Yeah, so that have quite the effect I wanted it to, but oh well. Going after those warriors. This unnamed centurion leading these mediums into battle. 4 dice.
2 hits.
Only strikes down 1.
2 with the leader.
Oh, right. I'm not used to having a leader in this fight, so yeah, there we go, 2.
Alright, so I will give you back 3 dice. And nothing.
Okay. Auxilia, same target. 3 dice with leader bonus.
Again, we didn't know what they were doing over there. It was coordinated, but only just.
They do their own
I
thing.
do. Do 2 in the center. Alright, we'll go medium, medium. 4 dice plus leader bonus. And get 3 hits. And a retreat, which you can take if you like.
Yeah, I'm going to go down swinging. I'll take those 4 hits. Oof. Well, 2 at least.
Okay. And then Salvis will follow up. Attacking the same.
You could whiff,
Could whiff.
but you won't.
Maybe. 4 dice leader bonus. He gets it.
Nope. But, and what will this slave leader
He
do?
will come forth
Of course.
and attempt to strike out at the soft underbelly of Lucullus.
The elected king of the slaves attacks. Oh, going straight for,
Yes.
for the
Yes, he saw the large plumage.
the general.
Yes. 4 dice leader bonus. And he gets 1 hit and an ignorable retreat.
I will ignore it. Make that leader. Well, let's see if I ignore
All
it.
right, yes. 2 dice for the leader. Oh, close.
Just. Only just.
3 hits in return. Hit. And you check as well. And I, on the other hand, will take that. There we go. Okay. Yes, come forth. Be recognized.
Four dice with leader bonus.
Going for the knockout. Hit. 2 hits. All right. That's 1.
Same dealio. 4 dice, leader bonus.
There you go. Well done. That's quick. That was very quick. Did Salvius fall? He did not. So he would have fallen back to there. Wow, yeah. That's yet another one of those. Just get in there and put some steel in somebody's gut.
I feel as if, for at least for the slave general, this is a pick your fights battle.
Yes.
Just the Romans have a wealth of medium units they can bring to bear.
Right.
So they are the stronger force, but they have weak points.
Yes, and as you,
I mean, like you were doing great at the beginning, gobbling me out
until Athenian fell. Look, I picked off two of your lights. Yeah, and there's two of them left there, just crippled and limping along. But because I lost Athenian and the cavalry, I didn't have the way to knock them out. So yes, very, very much so. I think the historiosity is exactly that. I started with the order mounted. I was prosecuting that pretty well, and then that was the pivot point when Athenian fell, and I lost that flank for leadership. Then I had to revert to. I had a bunch of center cards, but as you said, once you get in there and just go toe to toe with the mediums, forget it. It's just a war of attrition.
Mediums and 3 leaders too.
Exactly.
And the only shame of it, at least for my end, is I didn't have a leader on that left flank. So I probably should have played something to get somebody over there first before playing. But I just had so many left cards when the battle started.
Right.
So
yeah, you probably should have detached one and run him over there individually and had him, attached to an auxilia or something, or the medium cav. Well, then we'll put a pin in this one, flip sides, and see what happens next. Don't go away. Back again for game number 2. Let's see if my fortunes can change a little bit here. That one was really, In hindsight, I've had 5 minutes to reflect on it, and I thought, there's just a couple of moments there with just one, like any battle. There's a couple of moments there. If I had done just this, maybe, but I think the real linchpin there was Athenian being unhorsed, and
sure. I think about it like, do we as players and generals use the previous game's experience to our advantage in our second games? And I'd like to say that, of course we do, but I'm not sure that I ever really do. So I was thinking that through about, how we were discussing I should have moved the leader over to the left-hand side to cover that flank. So, yeah, we'll see how things unfold.
Sure.
I've already drawn my 4 cards.
Oh, okay.
So,
I will draw my...
raring to go. These,
And I get the wealth of 6 cards for the Romans?
Yes.
Man alive. Okay. And as you know, we're both making this up as we go.
Mm-hmm.
2, 4, 6. Okay. Well, off you go then.
All right, round 2. Fight.
Fight.
And good luck.
Good luck. Two units in the center. Activate these 2 leaders. There we go.
All right.
So to answer your question, yes, I am influenced by the previous game.
That was smart. I wish I had thought of that.
Look, sir, the slaves are revolting.
Oh, please.
Do 4 units in the center. Apparently He does not want to join. Okay. That is all.
I would be remiss if I didn't toss a javelin or two at your light infantry there. And when I say remiss, I mean just miss. Boo. All right.
Inspired right leadership. Okay. Yeah, do that one. Okay. So we'll have 2 dice plus leader bonus. Getting a hit.
3 dice in return.
So they must
Send them
have
packing.
4, 1, 2, 3, and a hit. Okay. Well, I guess we should follow up with that. 3 dice plus leader. Nothing. Dice have gone
3 dice back.
cool.
Ooh, a hit.
All right.
So let's make the leader check and see if that will also result in a retreat. Nope. Your brave centurion lives to fight on.
All right. We will do here medium versus warriors. 4 dice. And nothing. This is going to be brutal.
4 dice with leader bonus.
Oh.
Nothing is wet. Well, a retreat.
Retreat. We will go there. And finally, seeing that they are not to be trifled with, we're just going to go after these guys here with 4 dice plus leader bonus. And we'll get 3 hits.
There you go. All right, 3 dice coming back. I'm ignoring the retreat, of course.
Of course.
And I'll
take a hit.
get 1 hit in.
Okay. And that is all. We are overwhelmed.
Double timing it. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Okay. I'll start there. 4 warriors attacking your mediums with 4 dice. 2 hits.
2 hits and
a retreat.
Hit.
They will advance and battle again and go after the same unit. 4 dice.
First Legion falls.
Warriors with leader support will attack those mediums with 4 dice. 3 hits.
I'll give you 4 back. 1 hit.
And I'll ignore the retreat. Salvius and his mediums will attack the same unit with 4 dice. Just barely finishes them off.
Clearly, I danced around too long in the previous game. Just get in there and kill something.
And going after those lights in the center with 4 dice.
They will evade.
They can evade, can't they?
Yes, they can.
I've committed.
Good evade.
Should have gone after them. Well, I can't complain about that turn, so.
No, you can't. That was a really good turn. So I need to respond. So I will respond thusly. Alright. So, mediums to mediums. 4 dice plus leader bonus. 2 hits and a retreat. Which you can ignore.
No, I'll counterattack with 4 dice. And also inflict 2 hits and a retreat, which you could ignore.
I'm going to take the retreat. Then here, go to the same. 4 dice plus leader. What I wouldn't give to actually be able to finish a unit with 1 roll.
Giving back as good as you got. 3.
Hit.
And a retreat.
And a retreat. Terrible. Okay.
Those 3. Auxilia going after your mounted unit. 3 dice. Can't evade this. But can you? Alright, 3 dice.
Everything's coming to Pedro tonight. Alright, hit. That's 3.
But your Centurion survives. He has to get through enemy lines here. So I'm rolling 3 dice for the Auxilia.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And only leaders would count?
Only leaders. Yep. Alright. Clearly I did not learn anything from the previous game.
4 dice on your Auxilia.
Wow. 3 back. 1 hit, 1 retreat of 2 spaces. Oh no, you don't have to retreat the first one.
I don't have to retreat this turn.
Right, that's right.
2 spaces, you say. No, I'll stay.
Alright, backs against the wall. What do we do? We reform. Alright, let's see. What can we do effectively here with 1 space each? There. And bring him there. Move him up. Okay. And the only one who's not moved is Lucellus, so he will move to there. Alright. So first thing is Lights here will throw to there. 1 die.
Mm. Try to demoralize them with missile fire.
Indeed. No. To there also. Oops. Try that again. 1. No.
Mm.
Okay. The lights here against yours. 1 die. No. These guys will not battle against the warriors. And we'll just go Lascelles against... Yeah, damn it. Go ahead. 3 hits. Okay. Don't even want to let me get 1 banner?
At least I didn't kill Lucius.
That's true. Alright, let's see if Lascelles can do it. 4 dice. He does.
I knew you were going to kill him, so let him go down swinging.
Alright, and then we'll come after Salvius. 4 dice. 4 dice, leader bonus. 2 hits. And here's the leader check for Salvius. Oh, it's almost.
4 dice in retaliation.
Final attack. He's okay. Falls back. Okay.
I'll draw my command card. Okay.
Draw mine. Back to you. Yeah. I knew you'd have something on that flank.
Three dice.
For the win. There you go. Easy peasy.
Sorry.
No. That was that makes editing really easy. See, I can find the bright side and everything. Wow. Yeah, boy, did I play this one wrong as the slaves. Just with 4 cards, just take it right to them.
I started out the game with 4 gimmick cards. You know, I had the first strike, the double time, the line command. So yeah.
Well, for me, my starting hand last game was the 2 counterattacks, the order mounted, which is the one I used, and I think maybe a section card. But yeah, I was really very efficient, and I was praying you didn't have anything that would let you sneak in there and grab that last one on the left flank or on my right. I just knew it. I was like, oh, if only he could hold out just once more. But good game, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that,
Earlier in the week when Patrick and I were texting about this series, I commented that playing the slave revolts, most seriously, that will never get the I Am Spartacus card. I did, however, draw it. I just did not use it.
Oh, look at you! What a guy!
So technically, I'm still holding to that we will not play this card
right
during these battles.
And it's so funny how often I get the gusto. I'm like, okay, I got my line command. I'm moving this, moving that. I'm going to move Lascelles in, and then still here we are. How many weeks now? We're over 40 weeks, 45 weeks into this, and I'm still constantly surprised by the first strike card. We haven't seen that in a while, but that was such a great play of that. And this was just a textbook case of soften them up and then knock them out.
And I had the card for a little while. I just didn't really feel the pressing need to use it, knowing those guys were going to die anyway. I figured, let them go out swinging, and swing they did.
Right. Well, the Romans never. I mean, I took one medium unit, but I was so hopeful that moving the leaders out would give me some of flexibility, and before I could capitalize on that, you close the
And
gap,
it
which I think is.
absolutely should.
I think that's
That was not wrong at all. I
right.
wish I had thought of that in my game.
Right. I think you capitalized on the great capability of having the warriors. If you can get those warriors out in front and you had a double time, and boom, close the gap as quickly as you can, and the Romans are on their back heel. That's certainly very, very good for a strategy on this one. Well, gosh, I don't know what else to say about this one. This one was fun. It's just I'm still overwhelmed with the the final score being 6. Let's see, 6-4, 6-1. I think. The last one I had 5 or no, I had 4. The magic number is appearing right now as I say it, and I don't know why I tax myself every week trying to figure it out. But any other thoughts on this one? I mean, for 6 banners, it is remarkably straightforward.
No, no.
Well, we have seen our first slave insurrection, the first of many to follow. But it was neat that this one came right within the subtext of another war with the Cimbrians. And actually, something I found in my research that I was looking at the etymology of the word Cimbrian, and the Greeks have some call it Coimbrian and everything, and they actually say from the very old English, it's where we get the ancient word of Cimmerian. So this is where we can perhaps think that you know, he likened the word. Well, yeah, Robert Howard, old two-fisted Bob, probably got some of the concepts of the big hairy barbarian Cimmerian hordes from this vantage point. So I thought that was kind of neat. It all ties back in. But if you've enjoyed this, our fifth game here in the, I can't believe we're 5 games into the second expansion already. But if you've enjoyed this, now is your chance. Use that comment section below. Click the like button, subscribe, click the little notification button so you can hear. And if you have them on your phone, then YouTube will actually, I get these right on my phone after I post them. It's neat. But we love to hear your feedback, and of course, if we goofed in any way, shape, or form, this is your chance to point those out to us, because I could certainly use the strategy tips. Every time I think I got this game licked, man, there's just something that surprises me with each scenario. So we invite you to do that. We love hearing your feedback. But I think next week we will return to. I haven't looked ahead, but that's Peter's job to read and
I
prepare.
have.
Good.
We'll be returning to the barbarian invasion and a bit of a reorganization of the Roman legions.
Well, good. Oh, yes, the Marians. Yes, the Marius changes. That's right. After all the failures.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to that, because then I can, red versus green. It's like Christmas every day.
Every day is Christmas.
Every day is Christmas.
With your plain command colors.
Hey, and don't forget, this is actually available now from GMT, and I believe they've bundled the old expansions 2 and 3, and they've actually bundled them all together in one big pack that you can probably get right now if you just check out gmtgames.com. If it's not already available, it's probably back on the P500, because it's in a perpetual state of reorder and resupply. So if you want to join along in the fun, now that we're kind of hopefully getting back out there and playing with friends and family again on the table, do yourself a favor and grab this, because I'm having a ball so far with some of these scenarios. These are great. So until next week, I think that is all for tonight. So have a great week, everybody, and take care, Peter.
Good night.
Good night.